Record.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight is Zion Ador, 7th day of the month of Adar, which by Jewish tradition is the day of the passing of Moshe Rabbeinu. So I want to share with you a few ideas about Moshe. Welcome to Yisrael, Kamoshe Od. The linchpin of all of Jewish life. The man that brought the Torah to the Jewish people. Rabbeinu, he's our teacher. But Moshe was the leader of the people. And Chazal point out that the qualities necessary for Jewish leadership are found within Moshe. And that these qualities are of a nature that to be an effective leader, in spiritual terms at least, must be present. And that if they are not present, then the leadership will be eventually a failed enterprise. So the Torah calls Moshe Eved Hashem. That's the first quality. Eved Hashem. Volchein Moshe Avdi. Moshe is my servant. So what does it mean to be a servant? So it's not only a question of obeying. All of us are bidden to obey in one way or another. But Chazal say the rule, Mashe kona eved kona rabba. Whatever an eved acquires, really his master acquires. Meaning that the eved sees himself as a piece of the master. He does not see himself as a servant of the master, but he sees himself as part of the master. And therefore the service, the Rabbanu Shalom is our master. So in every one of us, there is a chelik elokah mimal. There's a piece of eternity within us, our soul and neshama, so that whatever we do in life, that is present here with us. So we are always with our master. And therefore we would understand that whatever we acquire in life, meaning whatever our talents are, whatever our wealth is, whatever we achieve, Kono Rabo, really belongs to the master, not to us. Part of the problem that people suffer from is they think that what is theirs is theirs. And ultimately, that certainly is not true. It's all one evolving and revolving wheel. So Moshe is the Eved Ne'eman. He is the prototype of the servant. Because everything that Moshe has, the peace of God that is within him, is what he attributes it to. And that's why his face shines. He is that's the inner soul reflected on the outside. So for us ordinary people, the outside covers the inside. But Moshe's greatness was that as an Eved, his inside was reflected on the outside. Second quality of Moshe that the Torah makes mention of is his anova, his humility. Moshe will say regarding Aaron and himself, "Anachnu mo." What are we? What do you want? It's not us. Now, every leader needs a touch of ego, of self-assuredness. A leader that says, I can't do anything right, I'm no good, I'm not worthy, is not going to be able to do the job. The Chazal say, therefore, every Talmid Chacham has to have a Shmini Shebishmini's Gavo. Has to have a certain percentage of him has to be self-pride. To realize that he has qualities and talents and accomplishments. Not to say that he is of no value. There is such a thing as reverse anova. I'm so modest, you know. I always sit in the back. I never sit in front. So that becomes itself arrogance, because he's showing off how modest he is. What an honor I am. I remember when we were building our shul in Miami Beach a long time ago. So I facetiously told the building committee that we only needed 2 rows in the shul. The front and the back, that's all. And that they were both rows of honor. So Moshe is the there's nobody as humble as Moshe. But there's nobody as strong and as direct and as powerful and as great as Moshe either. And that's the rare quality of Moshe. And that is the true definition of anova. You know, it'd be like, let's say, someone that's a concert violinist. And someone will say, well, you play so beautifully. So I can't really play the violin. That's not anova, that's stupidity. The anova is that the Lord gave me a talent that I'm a concert violinist, but that doesn't make me an expert on politics, on religion, on wealth, on anything else. That's where the arrogance comes in. So Moshe is above all of that. And then the third part of Moshe is what we would call Ahavas Yisrael. Moshe loves the Jewish people, even though the Jewish people do him wrong over and over and over again. We know that in life, that even if people that we love, so to speak, don't treat us correctly, that doesn't mean that we don't love them anymore. Because I'll call Pshoyim Techas E'av, Shlomo HaMelech says. All failings are covered by love. So if you love someone, so then you don't see the failings, but you see the accomplishments. You see the goodness, and you don't see the parts that are missing. That's the definition of love. That's why they say love is blind. It's not blind, it's selective. You see what you want to see. So Ahavas Yisrael, to love the Jewish people. It's a hard people to love. They go out of their way to make it that you should love them. and especially if they have media and other types of judgments brought upon them, so then why should I love them? But the true leader of the Jewish people is that he loves the Jewish people. The great tzaddikim were called the Ohev Yisrael, Avas Yisrael. That was their milah. Their advantage was they were able to see goodness and greatness because they loved them. And Moshe loved the Jewish people. So the Rabbanu Shalom says, I'm going to destroy them and I'll make you the great. No, I'm nothing without them. And that's really an indication of love. If a person feels that he or she is nothing without the other partner, even if the other partner is vexatious and causes us problems. But I'm not what I am without it. So that's Avos Yisrael. So there are three qualities of Moshe Rabbeinu. The three qualities that make him Moshe Rabbeinu. The fact that he is an Eved Nemun, the fact that he is Onav Mikol Odom Asher Apneo Adoma, the fact that he loves the Jewish people. That combination is sufficient. Kikor Anor Ponov. Moshe's face lights up and lights us through all the generations. So that to us, Moshe is not dead. Because every day we deal with Moshe. Every day we deal with his teachings. Every day we deal with his example. And therefore, we don't have to say a memory of Moshe. You don't need a memory because he's omnipresent. He's here with us always. And he, Zichru Toras Moshe Avdi, the Novi said. If you remember the Torah of Moshe, you remember Moshe, that's the eternity that the Lord blessed him with. Rabbi Chananya ben Akash, Omer Rotzah Kodesh Baruch Hu L'Zakos Yisrael, V'chachir V'lehem Torah Mitzvah Shenemar, Arenoi Chafetz Aman Tzidko Yabil Daro V'Yadir.